Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good morning. Such a beautiful, beautiful morning. So I got up in the morning and I was thinking I have a lot of important things or a lot of things to do. Why do I do this? But then I was thinking, let me just finish it, reading the books. And this is Egyptian mythology. I got one friend comment. There are so many fascinating things in your own part of the world. Why are you so interested? Why are you doing books about Egyptian mythology? Actually, I think this is a kind of a comment of the day or comment of the week, because this is something that I puzzle myself also. It puzzles me. Why am I so interested in something that is so unrelated to me? There is no reason. I think it just tells about our human weakness. We are interested in things that interests us, regardless of its historical importance, political importance, current importance. Nothing is important. Our interest, we just suddenly get into something and then we go ahead with it without any particular goal, without any practical purpose. And so, well, if my video is a way to make you fall asleep, that is good. And the trueness of my video is that it shows our human weakness. Does this make any sense? Does this explain that why I am interested in something so unrelated to my life, right? I hope that explains. Does this explain my my easiness to be distracted and my inability to focus on my true life? Okay, here is the story, The Land of the Dead. There is another tale about Prince Satna. There was a prince and his name was Satna. It is said that his wife bore him daughters but no sons. For many years the couple longed for a boy child, and at last, in their old age, the gods sent them one. And because they believed the child was a reward from the heaven, his parents named him Se Osiris or Se Osiris. Osiris was one of the most important Egyptian gods. And he was one of the 5 children by Nut and Geb, the sky and heaven. And Osiris was murdered by his own brother because of the inheritance, because of the jealousy, the very deep human things. And so he was revived by his wife Isis. And Isis revived his life, but only revived half of his life. So he became the god of the underworld, Duat. And Osiris is one of the primordial god, one of the very important god in Egyptian mythology. So the Satna is the prince. He longed to have a boy, never had a boy, and at his old age, the family, he and his wife, finally got a boy, and they cherished this boy so much and call him Se Osiris. I do not know the meaning of Se, Se. Is that rebirth? Is that say this is? Anyway, it's connected to Osiris, or their believing of Osiris. So his name is Se Osiris. Se Osiris. Se Osiris. Seosiris. Se Osiris. The boy was no ordinary being. He was very smart. And he was so quick to learn that when he went to school, he soon knew everything his master could teach him. He could discuss learned matters with the most respected, with the most wise person in the whole house of life. And everyone was marveled at his knowledge, his ability, his way of thinking, his logic, his rationality. It was just so brilliant. At 12 years old, he was able to teach his own father many things. For though Satna was a skilled magician, Se Osiris, his son, was more skilled by far. So this was just a child prodigy, and beyond the level of child prodigy. It's beyond the level of Einstein, beyond the level of, what is the other guy's name? I forgot his name. Suddenly it leaped beyond the name of any intelligent. Sir Isaac Newton, Benjamin Franklin, and Alexander Mikhailovich Butelelov, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. He is beyond any of them combined. Okay. One day, Satna and his young son were walking in Thebes when they heard a sound of wailing and saw a funeral procession making its way through the streets. So they walked and saw a funeral ceremony. Servants dressed in fine linen were pulling the funeral sledge towards the river and set it on the boat that would take the departed one on his last trip across the Nile. And it's just a very, very, very gracious, serious, and huge event ceremony. And the dead one, the departed one, is taking the last journey across the Nile. And I am thinking the Nile River must be the most holy and important thing in Egyptian life, right? On the west bank, where a dead one are buried. So he brought him to the West Bank. His splendid tomb would be waiting. This was planned for the funeral of a rich man. Hired Moors drew everyone's attention with their loud lament. I do not know how about in your culture, but in China we do have such a culture that when someone died, we cry, and we cry very loud. And sometimes the family even hire people to cry for them, to show the respect, to show the sadness, to cry. And also in Chinese mythology or Chinese believing, when someone dies, there is a good death, there is a bad death. When someone died peacefully, in short time, without suffering, that is a good death. Does it make any sense? Someone must have done so many good things that they earned a peaceful, a non-sufferers ascending to heaven. I think that kind of makes sense. And in my own life, the people connected to me, I have seen a lot of people that passed away. Just, that's a good person. They earned their death in the most gracious and peaceful and almost enjoyable way. Does it make any sense? I think it makes sense. It's actually my hope that I can end my life with dignity. Yeah. So there is some similarity between Chinese mythology, between Chinese meaning and Egyptian mythology or Egyptian believing. Don't you think so? I think it's universal, right? Okay, so they hired people, and priests burning incense led the way. Behind came the sledge with its magnificent load, a brightly painted mummy case, embossed with gold and shaped like a mummy within. The likeness of the dead man's face was painted on the lid. That was the sarcophagus or the mummy's. If you go to the pyramid, or if you go to even your local museum, there are a lot of mummies, and their mummy case sarcophagus is painted with a people's face, with the person's face. Yeah, and was painted. The likeness of the dead man's face was painted on the lid, and his proud features seemed to approve the pomp and show of his departure. Following behind him came a long file of servants, carrying his luggage for the next world. Food for all kinds, and furnitures, linen robes laid in chests, necklaces of gold and turquoise, a hunting chariot, and game to play. All these things he required in his tomb, so that he should lack nothing in the land of the dead. after this great procession came the body of a poor man. So we have seen the rich man. He was having everything, and it showed. And then came a poor man, wept in a reed mat, a kind of grass, just a mat that woven by the weed. His son was dragging it to bury in some pit in the desert sand. There were no followers to weep for him. That's quite a sad scene, or a miserable scene. That how much happier is the rich man even in death, said Satna. So Satna, the father, said, "Oh, look at this rich man. He is so much happier. Even in death, he will have things to eat. He will have food and play and room, everything." And you see, his son think differently. His son, Osiris, said, "Do not believe it, father. I would not have you treated like the rich man. You will be received in the land of the dead exactly as this poor man is. I will not treat you as the rich man, give you all the good things. I will just treat you like the poor man, drag you into the sand." Oh, that is quite a miserable way of thinking. Don't you think so? In any religion. How can you wish that for me? His father was very, very surprised and sad and angry. "Come with me and I will show you," Osiris said. And his son, taking his father by the hand and showing him to a secret place, and recites words of power. At once the spirits of Satna and Osiris left their body. In the form of birds, they spread their wings to flew towards the setting sun, just as its light was disappearing over the edge of the desert. And in Egyptian mythology, it is believed that night is the land of the dead. So they fly, they metaphoric, the transformer, yes, like the movie Transformer. The transformer transformed into birds and fly over the setting sun to go to the land of the dead, to go to the night. Then Satna, in wonder, saw the sun's boat, the boat of 1,000,000 years, and within it Ra was in his glory, Ra, the sun god, with his attendant gods. And as in the boat he saw the Ka spirit of the dead, the Ka spirits of the dead, all those throughout Egypt who had died that day. So he went to the underworld. He saw the sun god Ra. Daytime he was in the day as a god of the sun of Egypt, and in the night he was the god of the dead. Yes, and so they saw Ra in the night time, and they also saw that father and son. They also saw everyone that died that particular day. The boat passed through the gap in the western hill by which it made its nightly journey to the Duat, the land of dead. Duat is the land of the dead. So they travel with a boat. It's like Greek mythology. There was a boat go across the boat, go to the land of the dead. And in Chinese, also we have such a saying of "du," to go across. Stay close and follow the car spirit of say Osiris told his father, and their two spirits passed over the horizon and into the night. Finally, they went into the night. The door of the Duat were flung open, and the sun god entered the first division of the night. Satna saw a company of gods towing his boat with golden tow rope along the river that flows through the world of the night, a place of utter darkness. Attending serpents blew fire from their eyes to light the route and drive away the demon and hideous beasts that lurked on their bank. So they went there. It was quite a scene. There was a serpent, blew fire from eyes. Oh la la! It's almost like my students' drawing. They always like to draw this kind of cool stuff. Okay, where are the car spirits going? Where are the dead spirit going that travel in the boat? Asked Satna, the father. To the judgment hall of Osiris, you will see, his son replied. So, where are they going? Those spirits, are they just, why are they disappear? And his son said that they need to be judged. They will be judged in the hall of Osiris, the judgment hall. Yeah. The boat was now approaching the doors that opened on the second division of the night. So there are several divisions of the night, and there are exactly a certain number of divisions. We will go to that number. Maybe you can make a guess. How many divisions of night? Yeah. So they went to the second divisions of the night. 3 powers guarded the gate: the doorkeeper, the watcher, and the questioner. So one keep the door, one watch what was happening, and one questioner. It's like a FBI agent that make question, CIA agent make question, and they are specialized in making questions. All who hoped to enter must address these powers by their secret name or perish. And they must name the great gate also by its name. The pilot of the sun's boat spoke these words of power, and the boat passed safely through. It crossed the second, the third, and the fourth division. So there is something about Egyptian mythology or Egyptian believing, the name. So the Ra's secret name was obtained by Isis. So she had superpower. So name is something that is so important. Maybe this is the reason I do not easily do translation of name, because it is just so important. Your parents give you a name and you want someone to give you a translation. There is so much that needs to be done. And reading this Egyptian mythology is kind of reconfirm my believing in the power of names. Anyway, they speak out the exact name of the gate, of the gods, of the secret code, the password. They entered into first, second, third, and fourth division, where Ra's enemies lay bound in chain, and came to the fifth gate, the entrance to Amentis, the realm of Osiris. I do not know the meaning of Amenti, but let's just say it's a realm of Osiris. They went to another place, the fifth place, the fifth division. At the words of a power, the great doors turned upon their pivots, and Satna saw that one of the pivots turned in the right eye of a man and lay beneath it, so that he screamed with the pain of the pivot turning on his eye. What is pivot? This I do not understand, really. Pivot. Sometimes they may use pivot. So it's kind of a door, and the right eye of a man was behind the pivot of the door. I cannot. Yeah, if you understand this part, explain me. The cast of the newly dead. I think the cast is something like the dead body or the spirit. Yeah, the dead. Of the newly dead descends from the boat, which went on into the night. Where will it journey now? Oh, so it's just the boat went through the first gate, second gate, third gate, and until they reached the fifth gate, they went down the boat, and now they will be separated, I think, through the 12th division of the night. Haha, now you know. How many divisions of the night? 12 division of night. 12. In Egyptian mythology, there are 24 hours in day and night in a whole full cycle of one cycle. 12 hours are days, 12 hours are nights, and 12 hours make the night complete, and 12 gate. So each hour there is a gate, or there is a division. And in Chinese mythology, we also have 子时, 子午时. We have a division. I do not know exactly how many precisely we have about this division, but we do have the night has a specific time and division. And through the 12 divisions of night, said Osiris. So his father, where are they going to? And his son said, they will go through the 12 divisions of night, past the terrible kingdom of Sekar, where the river runs dry and the boat is drawn through barren sand, and on towards the dawn. Ra travels the waters of the sky by day and river of the Duat by night. So day, Ra, day god, and night god, or god of the dead. At the 6th division, he turned his face to the east and steers his course towards the mountains of the sunrise. But Apophis, the serpent, is waiting to devour him. Every night he fights with Ra, and if Ra fails to overcome him, the sun will not rise. Oh, so there is a serpent in the 6th division. His name is Apophis. And these serpents every night will fight with Ra, the sun god. If the sun god, Ra, win the game, he can go through, and the next day there will be sunshine. If he lose the game, Ra will not come with sunshine. There will not be sunshine. Kind of complicated for me to understand. Then Satna and Osiris, or say Osiris, and his son, the father and son, entered the judgment hall. This is the most interesting thing. Its ceilings was of fire, and its walls of living serpents. There Osiris, wrapped in the mummy bandage of the dead, presides over the 42 judge who sat in the hall of truth. Isis and Nephthys stood behind his throne. So Osiris was there, and then behind Osiris there was Isis and Nephthys. Osiris was the husband of Isis and brother-in-law of Nephthys. Their relation is kind of complicated. Yeah. Before him was set of a pair of scales. So Osiris has a scale in front of him. The jackal-head god Anubis adjusts the scale with care. Anubis is a god of judgment, or the supervisor here. His name is Anubis, and his face or his head is of a jackal head. And to see that their balance was perfect, so Anubis was doing adjustment, the scale. Do you know scale? Have you seen scale? It's very much like nowadays our scale does not have two parts. The old time scale is very much in our physical class, chemistry class. We have this scale. One side is a tray, another side is a tray, and we have weight on it, 1 pound or 1 kilogram, 1 gram, 10 gram, 100 gram, something you put weight on one side to know exact weight and to put material on the other side. I remember when we do physics exercise, we have one weight on this side, and to measure the gravity and for chemical class, we measure the weight of H2O, HCl, H2SOS, H2SO4, 硫酸. We measure the weight of each things to do a completely saturated, to look for the saturation point of a chemical reaction. Anyway, you get the idea. In another language to explain it is really hard. So Anubis was that job. He's just measure the balance and put some weight, get rid of some weight, things like that. Then Anubi took the heart of one of the dead and set it on the other pan. It was the heart of an evil order. So Anubis put one feather on one side, and on the other side is the dead person's heart, and use this to measure. That's very interesting. And this was the heart of an evil doer. In desperation, its owner recites the magic formula that he had learned so carefully against this dread moment. Yeah, the person who died have prepared himself. He knows he will be judged in the underworld, and his heart will be weighed. So he prepared himself. Oh, my heart, do not testify against me. I have not done evil. I have not defrauded any man. I have not done violence to any man. I have not robbed the temple of their offerings. I have not taken milk from the mouths of children. I have destroyed weakness. I have fed upon truth. But his words were in vain. The heart was so weighted down with his bad deeds that it tipped the pen lower and lower. Ament, the devourer of the hearts, who sits forever by the scale, slavered as he waited for his moment. He had the heart of a crocodile, the body of a lion, and the rump of a hippopotamus. Each heavy heart was his to eat. He ground between his teeth and the hearts. Between his teeth, the heart of this evildoer, whose spirit was driven into darkness to dwell with Apophis in the pit of fire. Pit. Apophis was the serpent. So there were the heart was measured. If the heart is heavy, it means because it done a lot of evil things. If it goes down below the feather, it's evildoer. And then this heart will be eaten by one mysterious or bizarre animal. And that beast is called Ament. and a man, he's a crocodile, has a hippopotamus rump, body of a lion, head of a crocodile. Yeah, it's just a very strange looking animal. In some teachers have their art class to create their own animal. Yeah, I have never done this because I just do not understand this concept. Now I kind of can understand some teachers. Maybe they believe it, maybe they feel it interesting. Create your own beast, that it can be of any head, of any body, of any superpower. I have seen some eagle wing, some lion body, some hippopotamus, crocodile, frog. Yeah, just very interesting. Yeah, so the person who has done bad things, the evildoers, their heart will be eaten, and they will be homeless, heartless, and dwell in the land of the darkness. Thought, Thoth, in English pronunciation is called Thoth. Thoth, the recorder of the gods, stood by the scale and noted every judgment. Thoth is also the god of knowledge, god of wisdom. The next car that came forward was that of the poor man who had gone to his grave wrapped in only a map. So the first man was a rich man. He was devoured. His heart was devoured. He will go to the underworld, the afterlife, dwelling in the darkness. Now came the body of the poor guy. Now let's see what happened. And his heart was set on the pen against the balance, tipped. But it was the heart this time that rose high in the air. So the poor man's heart was light. Then the 42 judges cried, "He has not sinned." Everyone, the 42 judges, they have a lot of team of judge. 42, that number does not feel right, right? In Supreme Court, in any judging system, the number should be odd, so that when there is there is any decision to be made, there is always one number who make the decision if it is almost a draw. But 42 judges, yeah. The Egyptian good at math, but at this time, maybe 42 is 6 times 7. And the 7 in Egyptian mythology is one of the mysterious number, I just feel. Yeah. So the 42 judges cried, "He has not sinned, he had not done evil. The eternal bread of Osiris shall be given to him." Horus took the poor man's car by the hand and led him before Osiris, who welcomed him to live in plenty in the field of reeds forever. Field of reeds, we can translate into heaven, paradise, Champs-Élysées. The Paris big shopping area was named after Champs-Élysées, was named after the Greek mythology, the field of Elysium. Elysium, field, Champs-Élysées. Yeah. And also, Montparnasse, Dour Montparnasse. Montparnasse is also a name coming from Greek mythology. Montparnassus, Montparnasse. Okay, so this poor man went to the heaven of, went to the field of wreaths, went to Champs-Élysées, went to paradise, while the rich man went to the hell, let's say. It was he whom you saw with the pivot of the door turning on his right eye. His son replied, as he did on earth, so it is done to him. This is, so his father asked, so the poor man went to the fields of wreaths, and Satna watched all this in wonder. And what has become of the rich man, he asked. It was whom you saw with the pivot of the door turning on his right eye, his son replied. As he did on earth, so it is done to him. This is the unchangeable law of the God. You see now, my dear father, why I hope that you might share the poor man's fate. See the poor man's fate, because when you die, I want you to go to heaven. I want you to go to the fields of wreaths. Then the two spirits spread their wings and returned to their body. And behold, the procession of the rich man had not yet reached the river bank. Satna could still hear the priests chanting and the paid mourners making their shrieks. He thought of the reception that waited his men in the duat and wondered greatly. So now Satna, the father, he saw this, and he came back to life. He changed into bird to see the underworld, and now he came back to his real life. And the funeral ceremony was still going on, and his father had a deep philosophical Rodin sculpture-like singing on the river of Nile, by the river of Babylon. Babylon, that's Sumerian. That's a bit different. So he was just sitting there and thinking emoji, thinking deeply. I need to see. My family told me the word thinking emoji. I think it's very cool. Thinking emoji. How does it look? Thinking emoji. Oh, thinking emoji. Oh, you need to check thinking emoji image. Oh, thinking emoji. Oh, so cute. So his father, the father, Satna, was making, he was designing thinking emoji. By all seriousness, that kind of explain why the Egyptians think so much about afterlife, and they make mummies, they have huge funerals, and they even build pyramid to commemorate their afterlife. How interesting. Bye bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Cuckoo, bye. Bye, 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 bye.